2:34 a.m., the call came in. A tiny infant, not breathing. When the paramedics arrived at the modest home in Opelousas, Louisiana, they found a scene so horrific investigators described it as unimaginable. A 2-month-old girl, her spine severed, her ribs broken, emaciated, dehydrated, bleeding. Her only caretakers, her own parents. As one detective later said, "What we found inside that house, I've never seen anything like it. What led to this infant's death? And how could 2 adults entrusted to care for her allow this?" In the next few minutes, you'll walk step by step into one of the most shocking child homicide cases in recent memory. But first, what really happened in the hours before she died? Stay with me because what investigators discovered next would change everything. The baby girl was born in late August. Her parents, Kaylee Fontenot and Taylor Broussard, had full custody from birth. They lived in a small home in St. Landry Parish, Louisiana. On the surface, it seemed ordinary. A new baby, hopeful parents. Friends remember Kaylee saying how happy she was to be a mother. The father, Taylor, appeared to be involved. The baby had the kind of innocence that makes your heart melt. But cracks were already forming. A neighbor's vague comment, "She didn't seem to eat yesterday," said one. A doctor's note, "The baby was perhaps underweight," though nothing yet triggered alarm bells. There was hope and trust, the kind of trust most of us feel when we think parents will protect their child. And yet, beneath that normal world, something was already wrong. Something that would explode in less than a month. It was just 3 weeks after her birth when signs started to emerge. The little baby slept more than a newborn should. Her cries were faint, sometimes almost silent. On one afternoon, Kaylee left the house for a few hours, returning with an evasive look. Taylor said the baby was just tired. Then, neighbors heard it, a thud in the nursery. But when they knocked on the door, no answer. Kaylee answered later, telling them, "She's okay, just sleeping." They accepted it. No one called child services. No alarm was raised. The day before the tragedy, a grocery store cashier asked Kaylee, "Does the baby feed okay?" The mother replied quietly, "Yes," but she looked distant. Then that night, a silence. The little baby did not cry for her bottle. The monitor stayed quiet, and at 2:34 a.m., the call came in. Why did those warning signs go unheeded? What was happening behind closed doors? What police found next would force them to ask, why? When the paramedics entered the home, the baby's body told a story of horror. The spine, partially severed, was a gruesome find. Broken ribs, some healing, some fresh. Malnutrition, severe dehydration, liver damage. Bleeding. The room was unnaturally dark. The baby lay motionless in her crib. The scent of neglect hung in the air. Taylor sat in the next room. Kaylee sat in the hall. Neither moved, neither cried. One paramedic would later say, "She looked like she had been forgotten, like she was invisible." Investigators entered. They photographed the crib, the room, the vomit stains. They collected the tiny bottle, half-filled but with no milk. Yet the crime scene did not yield all answers. The parents claimed ignorance. They claimed they didn't know, but evidence piled up. A father's text message, "She's cold." A mother's deleted call log at 1:45 a.m. What were their final moments? What police found next in the home would seal their fate and start the investigation in earnest. The Opelousas Police Department, OPD, arrived, led by Chief Greg LeBlanc. He described what they found as unimaginable abuse. Detectives interviewed Kaylee first. Her answers were flat, rehearsed. Taylor initially evaded them, but later turned himself in on November 3, 2025. They gathered phone records. They traced deletion of videos and calls. They checked the baby's medical records. There were visits, but no red flags flagged. Then came the first twist. The autopsy revealed timeline inconsistencies. The baby's last apparent feed was hours before the actual final feed. The body's injuries indicated weeks of abuse, not a one-time accident. Each twist reset the investigation. Each disclosed more horror. And then another twist. Forensic analysis found the father's fingerprints on a torn piece of the baby's diaper, but he claimed he was cleansed. The mother's phone location data placed her away from the nursery for 22 minutes during the estimated time of injury. By now, the public watched. The outrage built. The question loomed: did these parents kill their child or allow it? What they found next would lead to the reveal. On November 4, 2025, the charges were announced. Kaylee Fontenot and Taylor Broussard were charged with first-degree murder, cruelty to juveniles, and second-degree battery. The twist: the abuse was not accidental. The baby had been systematically neglected and harmed. In court filings, investigators alleged the mother set a feeding schedule she rarely followed. The father was repeatedly intoxicated and absent from supervision. Friends of Kaylee, in shock, said, "She always loved her child. I can't believe this." But detectives say the love was absent from action. For the baby, justice may come, but for the family, the betrayal is complete. And still, we must ask, how could two people entrusted with the most vulnerable life on earth become perpetrators? The reveal answers some questions, but leaves others standing. The community of Opelousas recoiled. Candlelight vigils, social media posts, every parent looking at their child a little longer that night. In jail, Kaylee and Taylor sit awaiting trial. Their bail was revoked. Their lives irrevocably changed. Meanwhile, families in the region take note. Trust your gut. Speak up. Call authorities. To this day, the official message remains: if you suspect child abuse, speak now. And the final haunting thought: what if one call had been made earlier? What if one neighbor had insisted? What if someone had refused to look away? Because in the silence of that home, a small voice cried, and no one answered. And to this day, the reason why she was allowed to die remains the most disturbing question of all. If stories like this break your heart, but also remind you how much every voice matters, don't just scroll away. Take a second to like this video. It helps more people see the truth that too often gets buried. Leave a comment below. What do you think could have prevented this tragedy? I read every single one. And if you believe every victim's story deserves to be heard, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell. Because here on The Crime Attic, we don't just tell stories. We remember them so they're never repeated. I'll see you in the next story. Until then, stay safe, stay aware, and never ignore the silence.